this new WillE video. He's put out a lot of really good stuff lately. But anyways, this is one that we've talked about this topic before, back when Vanilla was going to TBC. Do you guys remember when they gave out the boost then? And how many people were absolutely pissed off that they were going to give out a boost? I believe it was Stay Safe who did a video back then that talked about like how bad the boost could be for the economy and stuff like that. If I remember correctly, it was definitely Stay Safe, but that's what the video was about. And I'm going to assume that this is something to do with the there's some sort of farm that fresh DKs are able to do. And somebody was mentioning it to me in Discord or on stream a few days ago, and I can't remember what zone it was in, but I have a feeling that that's going to be what this is. It's obviously about DKs, level 55. So let's see what this is. Let's see what they're up to now.
A video about botting on the channel, hasn't it? In fact, I think the last one was nearly a year ago at this point. And
Botting.
I think things overall have notably improved since then, up until recently, that is. Back when Blizzard announced that you can make a Death Knight straight at level 55 without needing any character of the same level already on your account, my very first thought was, wow, that's going to be like a fast track for botters to get characters online and gold farming.
But especially with how well they farm gold too. Like DKs are one of the best classes in the entire game at farming gold, and you give botting companies a freebie. Like,
in fact, even starting from level 1 Death Knights would be a pretty good consideration. They're just very fast levelers, notoriously strong at soloing content, and super self-sufficient. Them to start at 55 is really just the cherry on top. And in case you're wondering, the removal of this restriction was more or less a quality of life feature to get people to return to the game who hadn't played it in a very long time. And well, from public data, we can see that across all realms, the Death Knight is on average the second most popular class. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this has turned out to be a pretty smart move by Blizzard.
the second most popular class. Like, you've got raids that are carrying like how many do we have in our raid? So we've got 6 in our raid. So, but there was another video that came out. I think the Sarth video. We haven't watched that, but if you haven't watched it, it's a video on 4 Horsemen. The raid that Sarth's video was showing has at least seven unholy DKs. I believe it has like the top 10 DPS listed, so there could be more below, but 7 of like the top 10 DPS were unholy DKs.
Now, there are a few restrictions upon making a Death Knight on a brand new account. You can't roll them on the fresh realms, you can only have 1 DK per realm, and so on. All of these...
You know what I want to check? You remember when they locked the realms, they locked Sky Fury? And they wouldn't let people make new characters there, and then they banned all the bots. I want to actually test to see, not test, but I want to go look and see on gold sites to see whether or not that's actually had an impact on how much the price of gold is. Because I did check the other, I can't remember what the name of the other server is, but the price of gold on that server is basically the same as everywhere else. And before these fresh servers launched, people were like, oh, why aren't you playing fresh? Why aren't you playing fresh? And I said, why? Like, bots are going to be infesting these servers, and it's going to ruin the economy. Like, within the whole point of wanting to play on a fresh server so the economy isn't screwed up, but because Blizzard isn't stopping anything to do with bots, the economy is going to be screwed up. And I said within 3 months the economy is going to be screwed. Well, it's been like a month or just over a month since the fresh servers launched, maybe almost 2 months now. And the price of gold, at least on the one server, the bigger one, which is the second one that was launched here in NA, the price of gold was the exact same price here as on Ferlina. Now, I only checked to see what the price was. I didn't actually buy any. I was just kind of curious to see if it had already been, matched what it was here on Ferlina. But no, I'm serious, Sensio. I didn't buy gold. But I'm curious to see if it's the same on Sky Fury, because they actually did a lot to eliminate bots when they stopped allowing people to create new accounts, and they also did a ban wave of bots there too. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding, guys. I didn't buy gold.
These, however, only affect real players who are using their account to, well, play the game. What it doesn't affect is somebody buying a sub 4 cheap in a different region, or using botted retail gold on a WoW token, calling their brand new DK a name which resembles them having just smashed their head into their keyboard. Fun fact, there is a randomized name button, but only for North American realms. European realms don't have it for some
What? Why don't? What is the purpose? But
reason. Anyway, they pick some random name, log in the character and use it to turn a profit as soon as possible before it gets banned. And the getting banned bit at the moment seems to have gotten quite a bit more problematic. Now, how many bots you see on your realm is going to vary quite a bit. It should be the case that when a server is locked, so they drop off pretty fast. But when I was checking, North American realm Sulfuras was not in a good way. It just seems that as of late, botters have really...
Oh, it's in BlackRock. Hold on. /who Death Knight BlackRock. What? There's only 2? I mean, based on the name, those are bots. But I mean, there's only 2 on Fairlina. Oh, sorry, it's a BlackRock Spire / who Death Knight Black. Wait, it's BRD, BlackRock Depths, right? There's none. Okay, I guess it's fixed on our server. Never mind.
really found ways to get their farms up and online, and now it's on Blizzard to play catch up. As for locking realms, Blizzard started doing that much more frequently around the start of Wrath, and it means you cannot create new characters or transfer to those particular realms, which of course means as a botter on a new account, once you get banned there, that's it, you now have to go somewhere else. And the whole idea with locking realms was to stop everyone transferring to a handful of servers, creating queues and overpopulating them. And of course there will always be bots in the game, but the volume at the moment seems to be getting reminiscent of early Classic, where things were totally out of control. And a big part of the reason is that bots are doing more to remain out of sight and out of mind. They're doing this through farming dungeons for leveling and or gold. It might not exactly be fast gold, in fact I'm pretty sure it's terrible gold per hour, but it is a bot, and if it's staying online enough to make more than it costs, then job done. Try doing a /who for players inside Blackrock Spire, Maridon or Stratton Dead to name a few. There is an unreal amount of bots in these dungeons all day, every day. I also decided to...
So I tested this, we just tested this on stream, and there was only 2 on Fairlina, so...
go check out the situation at a glance on North American realms, and as per usual, it was worse than EU. I'm not sure exactly what it is or why, but botting, every time I take a look into it, is visibly much worse and more wide.
Death Knights, I mean, yeah, obviously some of these names, like, are likely bots. I mean, some of these are actually in guilds, but that doesn't mean anything because there's botting guilds, which is funny.
Widespread across NA realms compared to EU. Here's a glance of Blackrock Spire on a locked realm, by the way, Sulfuras, where there's literally a /who cap of rather questionably named DKs. Now, maybe I'm jumping to
Has this been, like, he just released this video, like, there's no, like, I didn't misspell it, right? /who Death Knight Blackrock. No, there's only 2 in on Fairlina. So
here, and players such as Jubbers and Shij just thoroughly enjoy some...
Oh, wait a second. Blackrock's locked, or sorry, Fairlina's locked. So they can't create, can I don't actually know. Can you create a fresh, like, on, you can't. If you've got a fresh account, you actually can't create a character on Fairlina, correct? That's why there's none here. It's almost like Blizzard's actually, like, done something correctly to eliminate bots on Fairlina. So they lock the server, and then these botting companies that get fresh accounts, they can't actually make their... That's amazing, actually. They can't actually create these Death Knights in order to farm gold for them on locked servers.
some good old BlackRock Spire farming at 5:30 a.m. And yes, I went and checked. I had local time on during this clip, and the server was about 5 hours behind me. Then again, maybe it looks exactly like what it is. And as a player, I can't really do anything about this, which is not good because Blizzard have time and again stated that player reports are a key feature and component in them detecting and banning bots.
Okay, I want to show you guys something. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is a tweet that I posted yesterday. Look how many new notifications I just suddenly got. Okay, this is a tweet that I posted yesterday. I'm not trying to get any more time for this. Okay, hopefully you can see that on YouTube. This is a ticket that one of our raid leaders in our guild created, and the average wait time is 40 days and 1 hour. Okay, and this is a legit ticket. And I posted this. I was like, "Come on, Blizzard! Like, this is actually my tweet. Hey, Blizzard, maybe it's time to hire a few of those customer service people you fired back a few years ago. The grammar there's wrong. I understand that. Don't laugh at me. But the usually my tweets get, I don't know, a few likes or something like that. This is popping off. This was at like 100 likes this morning or something like that, and it's been popping off. And this is just evidence that Blizzard doesn't care about their customer service. They're not doing anything here. And if they're not doing anything to actually help their legitimate, these are legitimate, players. Like, our raid, our weekend raid, weren't able to loot items off of a boss. And so basically they lost items and they put in a ticket or something along those lines. And they got this in response. Basically, you have a ticket wait time is 40 days, 1 hour. It's ridiculous. And this is what they're doing for their actual legitimate, non-bot, like their actual paying customers. You think that they're putting any time in to actually answering this crap for people that are putting in that there's a bot or whatever, and they're, hey dude, hey Blizzard, I found a bot here. You think if you got a 40-day wait time on this, how long of a wait time do you think before they get around to you posting saying that there's a bot in some cave or something?
You know what you can't do if a character's inside a dungeon? Report them for botting. You can report them for their name. And though
Wait, you can't even report them? Wait, what? He just said that you can't report them.
refract tariff may not be the most normal.
Oh, you have to make a selection and it only gives you inappropriate name. Probably because they were being inundated with people reporting these bots.
Of names, there isn't anything wrong with it per se, and if I actually wanted to report them, I'd have to go and park my character outside of Lower Blackrock Spire until they have to come out and reset, and then try and race them to see who can do what first, me actually be able to report them or them run back inside. And you can make macros to reset instances, which take seconds by the way, and you know full well these are just bulk farm bots running around until they trigger a ban. I mean, just look at some of these names. These accounts aren't being sold to players. I bet they're on 24/7.
You know what? I can't remember what game it was. It may have even been World of Warcraft. Oh, on the role-playing servers. You used to, I don't know if it's still the case on role-playing servers, but you used to have an actual legitimate name that is a role-playing name. I think that was actually, is that still the case on role-playing servers? I think it is. You can't have a name that looks like you just smashed your keyboard basically. At least back in the day. And I'm wondering if they can't ban you for that though. They just force a name change, right? So they just force a name change. But it's crazy that to fix this, Blizzard could look how many people are on this.
I know our names. These are
okay. So there's more than 50 people. We know that. What would it take for Blizzard to have an employee, just pay one employee, where they could sit outside and just sit there and not even sit outside, one customer service rep that could basically sit there and watch these bots do their thing and just sit there and ban bot after bot after bot. Just pay one person. How many bots a day do you think that person could get rid of? That's minus 30K for the revenue. Well, I mean, Bobby's got to pay for the boat, man. Bobby's got to pay for a boat. So,
accounts aren't being sold to players. I bet they're on
this 50, that could be 1,000 bots. We don't know how many are actually in there because it limits you to see 50. What is the point behind that, anyways? Why does it only show you 50? Why can't you see if it's 2,000? What is the point? I don't get that. Why there's a limit? But like that doesn't make any sense. Why is that been in the game, especially today's game? Why is that in the game?
On 24/7. And I know I mentioned the randomized name thing earlier, but even if they wanted to, there are websites out there where you can press randomized name and it'll come up with something for you. This takes seconds to do. I mean, Blizzard, if reports really are the best way for players to help identify bots, the current system doesn't work where they can just stay inside of instances 99% of their life. It seems like a fairly easy change to expand the range of reports.
The gold selling business is dying anyways. You don't need gold. Well, I mean, the business isn't dying, but maybe for, like, I still know people that buy gold, Jack. I still know people that buy gold, but they can't be making that much gold now, right? It's so cheap. The last time I checked, it's not seriously $1 now, right? Like what is the price of gold? Hold on. Hold on. I'm not going to look it up on stream because I don't want to advertise it, but bought like 10K for 40 bucks. The last, when we checked, because I was checking to see what the price of gold was on Fairlina compared to the fresh servers, the price of gold was like $2.50 US for 1,000 gold or something like that. It was 1.8 US dollars some days ago, but I think it was like 2.5 gold. What I checked, like it was like within the last week that I checked to see if the fresh servers were the same price, and it was literally the same price. It may even have been cheaper on the fresh servers. It's like a fifth of what it was. Yeah, but people are making 5 times more gold than they were back then too, right? So, anyways, that's kind of, I don't know.
Options where a character is not directly in front of you. But those are just the ones inside of instances. In fact, if you go looking, it's also very easy to find bots doing content alongside other players. And this comes in the form of PvP. I don't know if you guys have tried Battlegrounds between 60 and 70, for example, over the past few weeks, but oh boy, it is not in a good way. The footage you'll see here took practically no effort to get. These were literally the first 3 Battlegrounds I entered, and I think that says about all you need to know. The AV one was on the weekend, I believe, and both Arathi Basins were during the call to arms bonus.
Hold on.
Just on the grounds I entered. Practically.
Like, I mean, sometimes people will follow people when their battleground starts, whatever. But you can literally see the DKs like following each other. Look at this string. Look at this string.
70, for example, over the past few weeks. But oh boy, it is not.
There's another, I mean, maybe they're not all, but these guys here,
a good way. The footage you'll see
definitely
here
looks like they're just on auto.
No
they're
effort
just
to get. These were literally
following.
the first 3 Battlegrounds I entered, and I think that says about all you need to know.
Look at them.
The
they're
AV
like
one was on
line.
the weekend, I believe, and both Arathi Basins were during the call to arms bonus. So why are bots in Battlegrounds? Well, a new feature in Wrath of the Lich King is that Battlegrounds now give pretty decent XP rates on top of loads of honor. So for a bot, it's 2 birds with 1 stone. Level the character to do content later on, and equip them with some brutal gladiator gear, which is actually very good and isn't replaced until you progress quite some way through Wrath leveling content. Also, and very importantly, it's a lot simpler than other options. Imagine how much work it would be to script out questing fully, and now compare that to just getting a bot functional for combat. I guess it is higher risk though, well, a bit, because you can get reported in Battlegrounds still. Saying that, during the Battlegrounds I was checking out, I'm pretty sure there were literally a handful of humans actually there, and that most of both teams were either semi-AFKing or bots, and that's unfortunately not an exaggeration. So I just so happened to have a level 61 warrior on my account and had been checking out the 60 to 69 bracket, and I've seen DK bots on both sides of every single battleground without fail, and they are just so obvious too. The lower brackets are truly miserable at the moment, and I can't imagine actually wanting to play this. It was such a joke. Here's one example from this week's Call to Arms, Arathi Basin. I found 2 DKs with the exact same number of kills on that day. Following them around, it was totally robotic movement the whole way. They aren't on follow either, they're just following the exact same script. Eventually they came up against 2 Death Knight bots on the enemy team, and unfortunately the
Oh my, that's so funny. They came up against 2 bots on the enemy team.
Alliance boys couldn't beat out the 2 Orc DK bots who were running around them in some glitchy looking circles. I guess Gudjvskudda and just good Fujga were just very keen on getting that particular Arathi Basin won. I went and logged on Sulfuron afterwards where those 2 characters were made, and that group of particular bots even had a few more running at the same time, and I couldn't report them before doing it from this UI either, only for their name. I tried to make a fresh DK and it turns out that you can't queue for PvP straight away, at least that is something. I'm assuming there's a quest trigger for having completed the DK starter zone or something of the like. In fact, looking at the average DK bot armor, it appears that they must have completed the starter zone at least. I also had to go and check out Alterac Valley, and yeah, it was more or less what you expect it to be. Straight away you could see the sheer amount of people playing DK in the battleground feeling a little bit over the top. I know it's a popular class, but this is a few weeks after launch. Maybe things should reflect that a little bit more, and you can see a number of conga lines of Death Knights running straight down the valley instantly. Some even broke off to go and chase the Horde instead. I then remembered that I had a Horde Shaman over on Golemag, which I leveled during Classic, so I thought, hey, why not try a battleground over there, see how things are looking and all that. And the first battleground I got into was pretty interesting, shall we say. I'd wager at least half, if not more, of both teams were lines of DK bots following one another around until somebody engaged them in combat. There were a few players there farming the bots too, but the sheer volume of them was unbelievable. And they were all specced into blood as well, so when they get in fights, they go on for ages. In this particular Arathi Basin, our boys got a bit stuck around the bridge in the middle, and then they just kind of ran into other roaming groups of DK bots on repeat. It was kind of like watching an auto battler or something. In fact, I guess that's
I haven't
exactly
done a
what it
battleground in
was.
a while.
The state this battleground was in was
I-
just a total joke. How is any actual human queuing into
haven't
this
done them
more than
since,
once, or
TBC
just
actually.
engaging with this content in general? I mean, even though you can report bots in battlegrounds, I'm not sure that's happening too often looking at this. And being able to level through PvPing is pretty cool in my opinion. It opens up a different way to play the game for people, and to see it in this state is just, it's totally unplayable. All in all, DK botting has pretty much lived up to what I expected it to be, if not currently at this point in time, somewhat worse. Is it time to re-restrict needing a level 55 on your account to make a Death Knight? And yes, on one hand there's always going to be bots, and at the end of the day having more
I think at
active
this point
GMs
they
would
probably
certainly
should,
help,
like-
but we've seen how
I think maybe that they should turn that off, just because there's like, this is just gonna happen over and over again. And if you don't have a level 55 by now, then you know, level 1 up or something. I don't know, but that's
things go with Classic so far in this regard. I don't see it exactly changing now. Maybe it is time now that the launch period has gone by. Either way guys, surely a big ban wave will be coming soon, and looking at what I have today, I certainly hope it does, because at the moment the botters seem to be in the lead on the arms race. Let me know your thoughts. It's not the most positive outlook at the moment, and whether this has affected you on your server at all. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching and listening in, and I'll see you all in the next one very soon.
That's pretty you can't make 55 DK for free anymore? Really? Really? Hold on. Let's actually, I mean, another fantastic video. Let's what realm do I not have a I don't think I've got, I would have a DK here. You can't make a 55 DK now? Yeah, you can. Hold on. I mean, it's letting me. No, if I finish it, it'll use up my Hold on. All right, let me actually try, because I'm actually kind of curious, because I hadn't heard that they've changed that. Not like I'm gonna play it. Let's actually make the bot like I might actually one day play this on Sulfuris, but let's be fair, I'm not. But we're doing this for science just because, you know. Hair color. All right. LODK, we'll call it. Then delete it. No, then I can't. You can only create one per server. No, 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 no. Then yeah, you can't create a second one. You can only create one per server, and then once you create it. If you delete it and try again, it won't let you. For sure, I think that's the case. Anyways, let's get back to the video. For those of you that watch the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely go to WillE's channel, subscribe to his channel, turn on his notifications, watch his videos there. Definitely give him a thumbs up because it was definitely another video. This is the same thing that we talked about when TBC came out. The idea of giving free level boosts to people. It was the same issue. We had the same problems. Rinse and repeat again in Wrath of the Lich King, except this is even easier because, well, basically because DKs are so good at farming gold. So, and the fact that they can go into like BRD or Blackrock Spire or wherever and just farm like crazy, and I mean the price of gold apparently has just plummeted. So, and for Wrath, I mean I feel like the strain on gold for most people is pretty easy. Like you do your dailies each day and you pretty much have enough gold for the entire week. So anyways, chat, anyways, chat, that's probably gonna be it for this video. If you're watching on YouTube, if you like the video and my commentary, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you want to talk anything about World of Warcraft or anything about this video or anything else, please feel free to stop by my Twitch stream. I stream 6 days a week at twitch.tv/Alodar from, well, basically 7 days a week. Let's just be honest. I pretty much stream 7 days a week. And right now my schedule has changed a little bit. I'm now streaming starting at noon Eastern. So you can catch me on then. Again, that's at twitch.tv/Alodar. All the links to both WillE's videos and my Twitch stream and stuff like that's down below. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.